Welcome back, everybody. My name is Fia Gloss. Played a game that was part of the Textual Horror Game Jam, so I just thought I would check out some more entries because this is kind of right up my alley. So this one is called "The Moon Looks Beautiful Tonight" by Frosty Snowman, without a W. The moon looks very nice tonight. The Moon Looks Beautiful Tonight was made in 5 days for the Textual Horror Game Jam and currently has 3 endings. It's a classic text based horror developed by one person in Twine. I hope you enjoy. Content warning: injuries, self mutilation, and a whole lot of eyes. Cool. Sounds good. I'm going to take a drink of water. It's feeling dry on the throat here. All right, so very Twine. I'm ready. Your ears are ringing. Your forehead is burning. Your arm feels broken, but you don't know for sure. You shakily look up through the shattered windshield. It's snowing outside, quite heavily. Car has been ravaged. You're not quite sure what you hit. Okay, so already off the bat, we've got a good look here. Very readable. Um, Background and all that. Like it. I'm not crazy about the font, which is not a negative, by the way. I've been rated negatively on font choices before. This font is totally fine. I just don't personally like it that much. But we'll see. I mean, this could be thematically consistent with what the story is about. So I don't want to talk bad about it yet. Nobody else is in this car. Did you have anyone in the car before? You can't remember. The passenger seatbelt is still fastened. There's a book you don't remember owning on the floor. Why does it feel like someone else should be here? So we check the car, check the mirror. Your eyes are bloodshot, little veins in them spreading across like spider webs. Your glasses are cracked, making your eyes look like a kaleidoscope of sleeplessness and regrets. Your nose isn't just crooked anymore, it's possibly broken and bleeding profusely. Every part of you looks broken. Okay, let's get out of the car. You throw open the car door, and the biting wind stings your face. Your eyes fall to the flawless snow. You've ruined it by being here, haven't you? You're not on the road anymore. There's blood on the ground. There's a pool of blood in front of your car. Seems you hit something living. There's footprints, too. Did you hit someone? How would somebody do so much damage to your car? The footprints lead to the tree line. It's awfully dark in there. You follow the footprints for a short while until they stop. You go to turn back and you notice there aren't any footprints left. You turn around and you see a deer. You feel your phone buzz in your pocket. Okay, so let's see. We've been in the car, had an accident, just woken up, felt like there was somebody else that was supposed to be in the car. There's a pool of blood with footsteps leading away in front of the footprints. There aren't any footprints left. Well, let's check the phone. All right. So we check our phone. You look down to check your phone. A government alert. Do not look at the moon. When you look back up, the thing that was not a deer and maybe never was is gone. Your phone explodes with messages, all from callers you don't know. They all say the same thing. The moon looks beautiful tonight. You should look. Okay, well, I'm a bootlicker, so let's go ahead and not look at the moon. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I was talking bad about the font, and now I like this. So I just needed to chill out. Um, you look down at the ground. See, like now the font feels more consistent with the story. So never mind. The font's fine. Ignore me. You look down at the ground. Your phone keeps buzzing. Your eyes hurt. Your ears are buzzing. You want to look. You know you shouldn't. But something is there. You're going to end up looking sooner or later, but something enters your mind. You see the pointy sticks on the ground. the pointy stick on the ground. Look at the moon or stop looking. Stop looking. You drop to the ground, the cold snow flooding into your shoes. With shaky hands, you grab the stick. You throw your glasses into the snow. Your phone keeps on buzzing. You aim. It's now or never. Will you miss the moon? Maybe you should look one last time. Okay. Already, I've gone completely bonkers, um, which is good because this is probably a short story. So let's go ahead and finish up this line of thinking. Why not? The stick plunges into your eye, a horrific squelching noise, melting together with your scream, forming a symphony of terror and pain. You drop the stick, coated in blood and juices, into the snow. You clutch at the mangled mess of your eye, the feeling of it dribbling through your fingers and melding with the snow, haunting every thought. You still have an eye left. Well, let's go all the way down. It's done. You can't see anymore. You can feel something running down your face. You can hear your phone stop buzzing. You can taste white noise in the air. You look up at the sky, the cold air biting your face. The thing running down your face feels like it's mixed with your tears. You hope the moon looked beautiful tonight. Okay. All right. Let's restart. Okay, so we split on the ground. So this time we're going to ignore the phone and try to watch the not deer. You block the phone out of your mind. You can't take your eyes off the deer. It isn't taking its eyes off you, all 6 of them. Well, let's keep looking. 6 eyes. 6 eyes, as dark as the night sky. Its jaw doesn't look right. Half its face doesn't look right. Nothing looks right. The thing which was no longer a deer and maybe never was, still looking at you, gazing into your soul. You can see the eyes bulging in their sockets. You can taste the static in the air. All right, let's just look at the moon, guys. You couldn't that this is when this happens, you screwed up. You couldn't help yourself. The moon, it looks so beautiful. The way the tendrils wrap around it like a forlorn lover. The way the eyelids peel back slowly, folding over themselves like cheap wrapping paper that tears at the edges. The way it convulses and thrums with every breath you take. You feel like you need to speak to it, to cry out into the cold night at the creature you're looking at, to speak to the thing that would make Aphrodite herself look hideous in your eyes. You can taste the worship being drawn from your lips. You can feel hands gripping at your torn clothes, pulling you fruitlessly towards the sky. Now you understand why Icarus flew so high into the sky. He was in love. You feel it too. You can feel the blood pulsing in your veins. You can feel every beat of the creature's heart. You can feel it burning into your eyes so you never forget its beautiful visage again. You can feel the hands, charred and blackened with chipped nails and torn flesh, ripping at your flesh. And yet you do not cry out. It would hurt it to know you were in pain, to know you didn't care enough. You don't want to hurt it, even if it hurts you. Gazing into the torn iris of the creature, at the way its round curves splinter into infinitely more complex and beautiful shapes, at the way its tendrils reach down into your presence so you do not feel afraid, at the way the hands tear at your imperfections. And you wait, watching your flesh be ripped away so that one day you might be perfect. Just a quick note here with this scroll bar here on the side. I'm a big advocate, if this is made in sugar cube anyway, I'm a big advocate of just adding like a link replace. I've only ever used sugar cube, so I don't know how you do it in other story formats, so that's why I'm saying it in sugar cube. But there's a link replace, and so that way it could maintain the consistency of just being a full screen each time without a scroll bar, and you could get through these couple paragraphs without offering a choice. That would just be I don't know. I feel like that might look nicer than this, or something like that maybe. Anyway. All right. Thanks for playing. Let's restart. Okay, so we ignore the phone and then we run. You turn and run. The wind stings your face. Trees scream past you. Everything hurts. You can hear the deer following. You can't see ahead of you in the snow. It's all snow. The only sound you hear is white noise. You can taste white noise. You can smell white noise. It's all white noise. Then you fall. You scramble through the snow, shooting a glance back. The deer is so close, every step it takes, chunks of rancid flesh fall off of it. Its mouth is widening past where it should be possible. Its eyes continue to bulge and contort in their sockets. You try to run, but you can't. Looking at it in this astonishing form is like staring wide-eyed into at a solar eclipse. You can't settle on the amount of appendages it has. Everything is shaking. The trees shudder where they stand. It looks like everything is folding in on itself and pulling away at the start. It feels like everything is wrapped in blinking Christmas lights. You can feel the creature's presence closing in. It's all so cold, a dark and furious nightmare, and an enrapturing dream all at the same time. It's only when the creature is finally upon you do you hear the screaming. You're screaming. All right. So I think that's 3 endings. So yeah, so got the 3 endings. We either lose an eye, we either get pulled up into the moon, or a not deer goes after us. Very cool. I really liked the writing on this. I thought it was very cool. Okay, well, that's the first and only game by Frosty Snowman. So it'll be interesting to see what else Frosty Snowman has for us. I thought it was very well written. It very good at the descriptions of sort of abstract things. That was the strongest, in my opinion. So it'd be interesting to see that mixing with a more traditional narrative, maybe in a longer format than this, if that's what they're into. So very cool. It has one of my pet peeves, which is just kind of being a random person with no backstory, but given how short this is, it makes perfect sense why that's the case. So it's not really a negative in this case. I would like just a little sound would be nice. I always say this about Twine games in general, I guess, but just adding a little bit of ambiance to the background, just so that it's not dead silent the whole time, would be an extra little benefit. And it would, there's a lot to be said about immersing a person in there, and that would just be a cool immersive thing. But again, 5 days, it's amazing to make this much in 5 days. Really, like so it takes a lot longer to make this kind of stuff than sometimes people realize. So yeah, I was really into it, and I'm really excited to see what other stuff Frosty Snowman has in store for us, all of us. And yeah, very cool, very cool. Yeah, I'm like, just totally love the writing. That was my favorite part, was the strange abstract descriptions. It's always difficult to sort of narrate something that's supposed to be something no one's ever experienced. And so to be able to do that as well as the story did in a short little story, to get you kind of like, the moon part kind of reminds me a little bit of, what's it called? I don't even know, but it's a Junji Ito comic. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit, with the planet. The planet that's sort of this creature, and then there's a cult that develops around it. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. But but I thought it was very cool. It's talking about the moon, and then it starts kind of going off on its own thing, and you're like, wait, that's not really how I recall the moon. And then before you know it, you're trapped. So the only things I would say to work on is just just the link replace thing. I think it would be better if it was more consistently just at this kind of solid screen instead of having the background image uh you know like resize in order to allow me to scroll and all that. I think that kind of like disrupts the flow of it just a little bit. If you don't want to do link replaces, then just doing like a little sentence at the end to advance the text would be fine too. It kind of having it all dumped at once was just a little strange, given the setup has already kind of set up in our minds the expectation that it's going to just be a paragraph at a time and some sound. Those were the only two things I felt like it was needing. So anyway, I really enjoyed this. So my name is Fia Gloss, and thanks for watching. And I'll see you all in the next one. I guess we'll keep moving through this textual horror game jam. Why not? Let's do it. All right. See you guys.